Hello.
Hi, Archie. You know what? Do you see behind you that red book on the piano? It's called John Thompson's.
My piano.
You know what? When I was your age, I had that same exact piano book for my piano lessons, just like that one. I actually have that same book. I think it's over there on my bookshelf.
My piano.
That's it. What do you like better, playing the piano or playing the violin?
Piano.
Piano the best? Well, you are so talented. Music, art, English. Oh my goodness. What's your favorite sport? Hiking? Mountain?
Running.
Running?
Oh, no, not running. Maybe basketball.
Basketball?
Yes.
You're also very good at mountain climbing, I think.
Yes, like a jade mountain.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And hopefully that will work today. Lately, I've been having a few problems with this.
Yellow alarm, yellow alarm, yellow alarm.
Is it yellow alarm or yellow alert?
Yellow alert.
Let's see. Alert, yellow alert, yellow alert, yellow. You have to say it like a robot. Yellow alert.
Yellow alert, yellow alert.
Yellow alert.
And the robot said the yellow alert is only work with Geronimo.
That's right. He must not like alarms. He must not like to wake up in the morning.
Yes.
Now, where do we have our star? Did I make a star?
No, but we are on not this. Yes, this. Yes, this page. Yes, this page.
This is the picture. Did I finish this page right here? Oh yeah.
No.
Help.
No.
Put me down. Yeah, that's right. So this is the page. Oh, right. I remember. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of someone going fishing with a fishing hook. Caught a fish, right? That's what they told us right here. Like a fish on a hook. And he does kind of look this sort of looks like a fishing pole right here with a fishing line. And he's like a fish on a hook. He also looks kind of half asleep. And it looks to me like he has cheese pajamas. Look at his pajamas.
Yes.
Put me down. Oh, and so this right here, you see this little door that opened up right here and this arm came out? This little door is called the compartment. We saw that word yesterday. Compartment. This word right here.
Yes.
Compartment. Okay, well, that's kind of funny. All right. Now, also yesterday, we heard about warp speed, and I said that's kind of a word used by people who are traveling like in a rocket ship, and they are, we need to kind of invent a word for how fast they can go in outer space. So I'm not even sure. I think I was going to check this and I forgot. I'm not even sure if warp speed is a real thing or an invented thing. But speed of light is a real thing. Although I'm not sure how fast it is. But the speed of light is super fast. So when Geronimo says, I will get ready at the speed of light, I promise. So he's going to get ready really fast. Then he says, I should have kept my snout shut. Well, that is, I don't know, that doesn't really make sense. We think of the snout as the nose, not the mouth. So I think he means I should have kept my mouth shut. A second later, who's he, released me suddenly, and bam, I crashed to the ground. So who is he?
The robot.
Robot, yeah. So I crashed to the ground, smacking my snout against the floor and crushing my whiskers. Ouch! Sometimes I really wish that the Mouse Star 1, that's the spaceship, didn't have artificial gravity. In zero gravity, I would have just floated away instead of crashing to the floor. All right, we need to talk for just a minute about this word gravity. Do you know what?
I know what is gravity. I know what is gravity.
You do?
Yes, gravity is like the Earth has gravity. You jump up. If it didn't have gravity, you will just float up the air. But
That's right.
the Earth has gravity, so you jump, you will get down the ground.
That's right. How about on the moon?
You jump, you'll just float away.
You'll kind of bounce. They would. That's one of the reasons they wear a heavy on the moon. So if you're in a spaceship and you're out in outer space, if the ship does not have artificial gravity, artificial means fake. It means man-made. It means you can push a button and then they have like homemade gravity that the people like using their computer or something. But if you don't have that, then they would just be floating around on the spaceship. Well, then he says, well, you know what? If my robot dropped me and we didn't have artificial gravity, I'd just float around. I wouldn't go bonk and land on the floor and bang my head. I rubbed my sore whiskers as Assistatrix continued to squeak at me. And remember, he has to talk like a robot. He says,
Captain Stilton, you're late. It's time to wash. It's time to douse. It's time to wash.
Martian mozzarella. Oh, there's our alliteration. Martian mozzarella. Remember, mozzarella is the kind of cheese we put on pizza. He can't treat me that way. I'm the captain of this ship. He says, oh, my robot doesn't treat me very respectfully. Time to wash, time to wash, time to wash. Oh, this is the washo mouse. Wonder how this works. Oh, he finally is going to introduce himself. He's pretty late introducing himself today. All right, he says, oops, I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Stiltonix, Geronimo Stiltonix. I'm the captain of the Mouse Star 1, the most fabulous spaceship in the entire universe. Assistatrix grabbed me by the tail and pushed me into the washo mouse, the ship's space-age shower. As soon as the doors closed, I was hit with a powerful jet of icy water. I would not want to take a shower in the washo mouse. Assistatrix, I cried, my teeth chattering. We have to look at this. Let's look at step 1. Phase 1. Step 1. Oh, he looks pretty cold in there. Step 2. Scrub-a-dub-dub. That comes the bubbles, the soap. It looks like they're kind of scrubbing him with a sponge that looks like cheese. Oh, and do you see how one of the hands is pulling his ear up to kind of wash behind his ears?
Yes.
And then phase 3 is going to dry him off. All right. This shower is freezing. But 3 rotating brushes had already grabbed me, squeezed me, scrubbed me, polished me, and buffed me. Finally, I was hit with a blast of hot air to fluff up my fur. Yow! I squeaked. Assistatrix, this air is boiling hot. Why, oh why, was I being subjected to such terrible treatment? I never wanted to be a spaceship captain. My greatest dream in life is actually to become an author. I've always wanted to write a novel about the adventures of the space mice, but I never seem to have the time. I'm always too busy zipping around the galaxy as captain of the Mouse Star 1. I stumbled out of the Washoe Mouse and shook out my fur. Then Assistatrix opened the door to my closet for me. Captain Stiltonix, today I recommend you wear your dress uniform, Assistatrix said. Let's see what else he says. There's a control room visit scheduled with the former captain of the ship, the retired admiral, His Excellency, the great William Stiltonix. What? I squeaked. Grandfather William is coming to the control room today? Why am I always the last to know? Help! Grandfather William is going to have a meeting with him. And so he needs to wear his dress uniform. That's his best uniform. Let's see. All right, next chapter. Uh-oh, this is called I Always Get Space Sick. You want to tell us what Assistatrix says?
Get dressed, get dressed, get dressed.
Assistatrix continued, handing me my super fancy special dress uniform. I tried to put it on, but I had gained a little weight since the last time I wore it. Holy space cheese, I couldn't fasten my belt. Don't worry, Captain, Assistatrix assured me. I've got it. And with that, he grabbed me, spun me around, crushed me, bashed me, smooshed me, and tugged on me until finally, click, my belt was fastened. I was finally dressed, but I couldn't relax yet. Boy, I don't know. Would you like to have Assistatrix as your personal assistant?
No.
You might get crushed, bashed, smushed, tugged, spun, hung up like a fish out on a hook. Well, look here. We can see his super fancy special dress uniform. Let's see what he has here. He's got a wristwatch with a phone. He has an anti-space wind collar, a multifunctional belt able to instantaneously translate all intergalactic languages. That means no matter what language anyone is speaking on any planet, his belt will somehow translate it for him. I don't know how a belt does translation. Here, this thing right here is a wedge of cheese. That's the badge of the space mice. He's got spacewalk boots and suction cups on the soles of the boots in case there's a loss of gravity. That way, the suction will hold him in place. That's pretty cool. Hurry, Assistatrix shouted at me. The astrotaxi is waiting for you. And he dragged me by the tail to one of the waiting mini ships that transport the space mice around Mouse Star 1. This must be a really big spaceship if you need a taxi to get from one part of the ship to another part of the ship. Take Captain Stiltonix to the liftrix elevator to the control room, he ordered the driver, and do it at top speed. Help, I squeaked. I can't stand astrotaxis. He says, I always get space sick. Boy, his robot sure seems in charge of everything he does. The elevator is called the liftrix. They keep adding ix to the end of lots of words. Ix. But it was too late. The astrotaxi zoomed off and I felt my stomach lurch. That means he feels a little bit like he's almost going to be sick in the taxi. Mousy, meteorites. That's some more alliteration. I hoped I wouldn't toss my cheese. That means he hopes he doesn't throw up. Ah! Finally, the astrotaxi stopped. I climbed out and wobbled toward the liftrix, which is the special elevator that goes to the control room. Suddenly, I felt someone or something pinch my tail. It was robotics. I don't know who robotics is.
I know who.
You do? Well, here it's going to tell us right here. Robotics is a mischievous. That means he likes to get into trouble. He likes to get into mischief. Little robot. He is auto-programmed, auto-regulated, free-floating, and, to be honest, a little annoying. He's convinced he knows everything and that he's always right. He never admits his mistakes, and he always wants to have the last word in every argument. Oh my goodness, this kind of, do you know anybody that's like this? This kind of person can be really hard to be patient with someone. Have you ever had a conversation with someone where you don't agree? Maybe even, it could be a friend, or it could be your mom, or it could be anybody. Have you ever had a conversation where you don't agree and you want to be able to be the last person to say something?
No.
Oh, wait till you get older. This happens with Kristen and me all the time. If we don't agree about something, I want to be the last person to say something, and she wants to be the last person to say something. When you don't agree and each person is giving their reasons for why they think their idea is better, that's called an argument. That's this word right here. Whoops. Argument. And if you're having an argument with someone who thinks they're always right, that they know everything, and they always want to be the last person to speak, that means have the last word, it can be a little bit frustrating, actually. All right, so Robotics says, what's the problem, Captain Stiltonix? Robotics asked with a giggle. Are you lost? Oh, here's Robotics. He says, maybe you're looking for the liftrix to get to the control room. I know exactly where I'm going, thank you, I began. But Robotics cut me off. I'm going to make this orange because I think we might have had this in the last book. But when we say that someone cuts us off, it doesn't mean they're using scissors. It means that they are interrupting us. They're not letting us finish talking, and they're going to go ahead and say something when we're still talking. So Robotics cuts off Geronimo and says, it's okay, Captain Stiltonix, Robotics squeaked. I've always known that you need a lot of help with directions. Follow me. I didn't even have time to reply. All right, let's take a quick look at Robotics before we turn the page. All right, he's a multifunction robot. He was built on board the Mouse Star 1. His specialty is intergalactic communication, so he must be good at translating. He has a green head, robotic arms, and no legs. And his flaw, this would be his weakness. This would be the thing that kind of drives people crazy. He's a real chatterbox, so he never stops talking, who always wants to have the last word. All right, so he can be a little annoying. I didn't have time to reply before He grabbed me by the tail. Can you see him grabbing Geronimo by the tail? Ow.
Yeah.
Ow. He grabbed me by the tail and dragged me toward a clear tube. That must be the liftrix. Go ahead, get on the liftrix, he said bossily. That means he just wants to be the boss of me. As he shoved me inside. Just press the red button for the control room. I know, I replied in exasperation. I'm the captain of the ship, remember? Of course I knew what the red button was for. Now, we have a really hard word on this page. It's actually a really great word. It's this word, exasperation. Exasperation. 5 syllables.
Exasperate. Exasperation.
Perfect. Exasperation. It almost starts, instead of saying X, we don't really say exasperation. It's more sounding like eggs. You know, like if you have eggs for breakfast, it sounds a little bit more like eggs. Exasperation. Exasperation. Exasperation is when you feel really like frustrated. You're just like, ah, and you're just so frustrated. You're not patient. You're just, you know, people aren't doing what you want. Things aren't going the way you want. You know, nothing's working out like you hoped. And you're just frustrated. You feel like you don't have control over the situation and you are a little frustrated. So this robot is, you know, Geronimo knows where he's going. He knows how to get there, but this little robot is pulling him by the tail and putting him inside and treating him like he's this little kid that doesn't know where he's going, and is saying, make sure you push this button. And Geronimo's like, of course I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm going, where I know what I'm doing and where I'm going. Suddenly, a powerful blast of air lifted me and hurled me upward like a meteor heading straight for the moon. A meteor is like a meteorite. We were looking at this the other day. Meteor, like a rock in space. Galactic gorgonzola. Would I ever get used to the liftrix? I always seemed to get space sick. Boy, I don't know. Would you like to be in that tube being shot up into a different place?
Control room.
Does it look fun?
Yes.
I don't know if I would like it.
Oh, climb up. I will climb up.
Yeah.
I will not push the red button. I will
Okay.
just climb up.
Let's see what it says here. It says from the Encyclopedia Galactica. This is what the liftrix is. The liftrix is the fastest and most comfortable way to move around inside a spaceship. It's a glass tube that sucks up the passenger in a strong blast of air, carrying the space mouse to the requested level of the ship. I think it's kind of like an elevator. Now, this word encyclopedia, this is a real word in English. An encyclopedia is a kind of like a dictionary, but instead of telling you what a word means, it tells you all about something. So if you are, it's kind of when I was a kid, we had a set of encyclopedias. We had one book for each letter of the alphabet. So the A book was full of words that started with A, and the B book was full of words that started with B, and the C book was words that started with C. So we had 26 books for 26 letters of the alphabet. And you could, let's say you wanted to learn about the planet Mars. You would pick the M book and you would look up Mars, and it would tell you everything that we know about the planet Mars. Or you could say, you know, I would like to learn about Pick something else. A noun, a person, place, or thing. Like,
So you will take an N book. You will take an N book.
the M book to find Mars. We could take the S book to look up space travel. We could take the T book to look up Taiwan. We could take the G book to look up grasshopper. Anything that you want to find out about, mostly nouns, famous people, places, and things. You could pick out the book that it starts with, and then look it up, and it'll tell you lots of information about it. That's called an encyclopedia. All right, so orders are orders. Orders are orders. A few moments later, I popped out of the liftrix and into the ship's control room. My tummy rumbled, and I licked my whiskers at the thought of the lunar cheese shake that would be waiting for me at the command chair, as it is every morning. It's my daily breakfast. I hoped my grandfather hadn't arrived yet so I could enjoy my shake in peace. But before I could even make my way to the command chair, my cousin Trap appeared out of nowhere. Is it possible to appear out of nowhere?
No.
No, it's just a phrase we use in English that means he just, all of a sudden, he's there. Geronimo, did you bring some cheese and crackers and a few bottles of fizzy, what? Feta is a kind of cheese. Feta flavored sodas. Fizzy feta flavored sodas. That's really hard to say. That's a lot of alliteration. Fizzy feta flavored sodas to celebrate our new mission. What new mission? I asked. No one told me we were going on a new mission. And I'm the captain. I'm supposed to know these things. Why am I always the last to know? What kind of a captain is he? Trap shook his head, disappointed. Geronimo, 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 I expected you to be prepared, he said. What kind of captain are you? Prepared? That means you have everything you need. How could I be prepared when I was always the last to know what was happening? To show him that I was a real captain, I sat down in the command chair. And to show him that I knew exactly what I was doing, I pressed a bunch of buttons on the arm of the chair. I had never done that before, but it seemed like the right move. Huh? He's pressing buttons that he's never pressed before just to show Trap that he's the captain. That doesn't sound like it's a good idea. Uh-oh, and look what happens. Look what happens. It reminds me of being in a car and turning on the windshield wipers and the thing that makes the soap squirt onto the windshield of the car. He's hitting all of these buttons and it's bringing him, all sorts of things are happening. I'm not sure that was a very good idea. He agrees. He says, whoops, big mistake. Zip, zap, zop. A set of mechanical arms appeared from beneath the chair. One arm sprayed me with a fire extinguisher. Another twisted my tail into a knot. One arm splashed my feet with water, and another offered me a cheese sandwich. Just then, the door to the control room flew open. Who do you think it is?
Grandpa.
Yeah, I think you're right. He says, what in the universe is going on in here? Boomed a voice I knew well. Martian mozzarella. My grandfather William, retired captain of the Mouse Star 1, had arrived. I jumped out of my chair to greet him. Before he even said hello, he pressed a button on the chair that made all the mechanical arms retract. Then he flopped. Oh my goodness, he looks a little scary. He doesn't look very friendly. Then he flopped down in my chair, put his paws on my paw rests, and started to sip my lunar cheese shake as if he had never retired. Oh, poor Geronimo. Ha ha ha, hi, grandfather, I squeaked. To what do I owe this friendly visit? What do you mean, friendly visit? He yelled, glaring at me. Remember, glaring means we're looking at someone in kind of a mean way. I'm not just stopping by to say hi. Can't you see that I'm in my high command uniform? I took the trouble to come down here from my super luxurious cabin. That would be like a 5-star hotel. Because of an extremely serious matter. The Mouse Star 1 is about to explode. That's not good. Explode is like kaboom. What? 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 The Mouse Star 1, our fabulous mouse spaceship, was about to explode? This was extremely serious. Why am I always the last to know? I squeaked. Geronimo's kind of not a very good captain. It's kind of funny. Grandfather William took 3 gulps, that's big swallows, gulps, of my shake and shook his head with disapproval. He's like, Because you should already know, he barked, but you've always got your head in the stars, reading and writing science fiction books. I'm beginning to wonder if I should turn the command of this ship over to your sister, Thea. Is the Mouse Star 1 really going to explode? I interrupted. I may not be the best captain, but I didn't want to lose command of my ship. Oh, grandson, do I need to explain everything to you? He replied impatiently. That means he's not feeling patient with Geronimo. Do you know how the engine of the ship works? Of course, I replied indignantly. We'll have to talk about that word in a minute. The tetrastellar batteries, they collect stellar energy, and I'm not sure he quite knows how the engine works. All right, but we have a really super hard word here. Indignantly means that you feel kind of offended. You feel like someone just insulted you. You feel like someone doesn't think very highly of you. They don't respect you. They think you don't know anything. And you're like, what are you talking about? Why don't you respect me? Why don't you trust me? Why don't you, think better of me? Of course I know what the engine does, he says. And then he's like, all righty. And then grandfather is going to say, and what happens when the stellar energy batteries overheat? That means they get too hot. Grandfather prompted me. Okay, he gave me a little hint. I hesitated. That means I'm like, I'm not quite sure. Well, let's see. Maybe the engine explodes. Of course, he snorted, and we'll all burn up like a meteor entering the Earth's atmosphere. I shuddered. I didn't like the idea of burning up one bit. Now, luckily I'm here and I've already found a solution, grandfather boasted. This is where we're going to stop here today. Let me get what color star do you want?
Blue.
Okay.
All blue.
All blue. All righty.
Well, tomorrow. Will tomorrow have the class?
That's up to your mom. She has to let me know. I think usually she doesn't want you to have one on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe because your dad's home from work and you do other things. I don't know. So she can let me know. What do you
Okay.
like better, space mice or hero mice?
I like all.
You like them both? All right. Well,
Yes.
it's kind of fun, huh? So
Yes.
I look forward to finding out what happens on the spaceship. So long.
Chip. Goodbye.
I guess we'll say cheddar chip. Bye-bye.